Hey friends, welcome back. I'm here with Home Fragrance Empties. This is probably the last week to a week and a half or so. Got Scentsy, quite a bit of Scentsy, and a decent amount of vendor wax as well. So let's dive in. I have one item from Bath & Body Works I changed out. I think this is my last wallflower. I'm pretty sure. Changed the wallflower to pistachio and toasted vanilla. This is a really nice sweet bakery scent right now. Yeah, I'm gonna switch, at least try out the Airwicks next. So this is salted pistachio, toasted vanilla, almonds. Really pretty. It's performing great in my office so far. And then we'll dive into Scentsy. I've got eight bars from Scentsy. First up, we have a Summer Berry Melon. So this is one that it's been around for a while and I've only really had any interest in it in the last year or so. I didn't used to be a big melon fan in wax, and recently I've discovered that I can tolerate it to some levels and actually can enjoy it. So this is a newer, I don't want to say love, but a newer bar that I've really enjoyed. This is cassava melon, strawberry, raspberry, and pineapple. This is really pretty. This is incredibly sweet and also a very good performer. This is a strong bar. You get the melon, but you get a lot of other heavy kind of fruit notes too. So if you want a berry, fresh melon scent, that is currently available. I should try to group these in some way, I guess. So another bar from the catalog is Strawberry Lemon Cake. I've talked about this bar a decent amount on my channel recently. I really enjoy this scent and I like it enough to keep purchasing it, but I do find that this is a lighter performing bar and I have to put a whole bar in a bedroom or, you know, whatever space it's in just to get a light to medium throw. So I do wish this bar was stronger, although it is a pretty scent. This is strawberry, lemon zest, and vanilla buttercream. To me, this is like a strawberry icing or something. Definitely get hints of the lemon. The lemon is present, but it's more of a sweet strawberry buttercream fragrance to me. And I enjoy it. I think it's really pretty, but I wish it just performed a little bit better. From the Mother's Day collection, I melted blue water and sea salt. It's focusing all funky. Here we go. So I don't have the notes for this one, but I got all of the Mother's Day bars, and this one I was very excited for, but it actually was my least favorite on cold. Something about it on cold was very bathroom cleaner to me, and I wasn't sure how I would feel about it. But I feel like this one really transformed on warm. It still is kind of that aquatic, fresh bathroom cleaner scent, but on warm, this was so pretty. It just kind of toned down a little bit. I split this bar half in this room and then half in my bedroom, and it just made everything fresh and kind of clean and crisp feeling, but it did not give me too intensive bathroom cleaner vibes on warm. I really get kind of the aquatic florals from here. Very pretty, and I'm very happy because, like I said, this was one I wasn't loving on cold, but I actually really did like it on warm. From Bring Back My Bar this latest go around, I melted a Lucky in Love. To me, this is a Victoria's Secret Love Spell dupe. Very similar to Love Spell. I put this in my kitchen, which this is not really a kitchen scent. I just was changing my wax one day and thought, oh, I haven't melted that yet. Let's pull that one out of the melting basket, and I really liked it. This was incredibly strong. I think I left this in for at least 2 days, but I almost want to say I left it in for 3 days before I took it out because it just kept lingering in the air. Beautiful, sweet, perfumey fragrance. I didn't pick up any more of them because I like Love Spell occasionally. You know, like one bar was perfect. It's not something I need a ton of, but it was very pretty when it was warming. what collection is this? The Garden collection or something like that. Hydrangea Bouquet. I'm assuming this is still available. It was like a 3-bar bundle that released when the Disney Epcot ones came out again, or the one that's got like the gardenia bar, the, you know, mint fields used to be a part of. I can't remember what that kind of collection as an entirety is called, but I think this is one of the new ones that they brought to the line this year. And this is Hydrangea and Pink Freesia. This was definitely one of my favorites of those 3 bars because this was a much fruitier floral. There was one bar, and I can't remember which one, that like Honeysuckle Dew maybe, that it was very floral in nature. This one is slightly floral, but it has a lot of sweetness to it from the Pink Freesia. Not the best performer though. I was expecting this one to be a better performer because it had floral in it, but this one was light at best. So while it was a pretty bar, it's not one that I feel I need more of. Then from last year's Father's Day collection, Melted Day on the Field. I loved the Father's Day collection last year. I thought everything was just so nicely done. This is a men's cologne type fragrance. There is something very fresh and outdoorsy. You know, Day on the Field, I almost can kind of get a hint of grass, or maybe I'm just convincing myself of that based on the name of this bar. But there is something just so fresh and clean and crisp and kind of outdoorsy in nature, like a man's cologne on a beautiful warm spring day or something. This is really pretty. My favorite one was Black Tie Affair, then this bar, then the Open Air Exploring, but really enjoyed that. And then finally for Scentsy, I have 2 bars that are in the catalog now that are new to the catalog. So one of the 10 new scents that they brought to the line this year. First up is Barefoot Beach. This one might be my favorite of the new bars. I love it. If you like Boom Boom, if you like macadamia nut type scents, driftwood, those kind of warm, perfumey fragrances, you should definitely try Barefoot Beach if you haven't yet. It has notes of warm sand, coconut, macadamia, and driftwood. Oh, you guys, this is so beautiful, and it's such a good performer. This bar, interestingly enough, I kind of thought it would be a crowd pleaser, but there's a lot of people that I have watched that don't care for this bar, that it pulls a little too amber for them. I love amber and I love perfumey fragrances, so if it does, to me, that's right up my alley. But I feel like I get a Boom Boom type scent, and then I get a lot of that macadamia nut that's a little bit warmer in nature, and maybe just like a hint of driftwood. This is gorgeous. Absolutely love it. This is one that, you know, when the catalog changes at the end of the season, I will stock up on. And then the other one that I absolutely love is Ocean Shimmer. This is another bar that I think they did fantastic with. Such an interesting fragrance. This is a very kind of aquatic, musky scent, and I love the muskiness that this bar has. It's lemon, blue musk, and sea spray. Gorgeous. It is not the strongest performer ever, but it's good enough, and you can smell it, and it just makes your air, like the air in your home, smell so nice. And I love the perfuminess of it. I love that it leans aquatic in nature. You know, it says lemon as kind of the top note here. This is not a lemon forward bar. This is definitely a musky, slightly aquatic bar. But again, another one that I will just stock up on when the catalog changes. Okay, so that is it for Scentsy. Let me take a drink of my coffee. Yes, I'm using a fall mug in April. April, May. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, I've got only 4 vendors this time. I've got L3, Knowles, Lavender and Speckles, and Teddy Bees. So from L3, I pulled out one of my Trig Tarts, and today is October 3rd. This has been an eternity, I feel like, since I've melted this scent. This is Palo Santo, Sugar Cookie Royale, and Toasted Mallow or something. If you've been in the wax community, in the vendor wax community for any length of time, you probably know about this scent because it is amazing. And it is one of probably L3's most popular scents and just one of the most popular scents in vendor wax in general. It is beautiful. Love the Palo. The Sugar Cookie Royale is so good. I have a ton of this. A definite repurchase. And then from Knowles, I finished off one of his like brittle bars in Apricot Orchard. So this one has notes of apricot, pear, nectarine, jasmine, vanilla, and vetiver. So I melted this in my open concept, and this was so pretty. This has a very kind of sweet, fruity quality to it. I really get the pear. I get a lot of freshness to this blend. This is beautiful. And this was a great performer. I left this in my warmers throughout the whole open concept for 2 days before I took it out. And for vendor wax, I feel like that's a lot. If I can get more than a day of a vendor wax, I think that's a winner. Such a beautiful fruity fragrance. Love the pear in it. It was fresh and just kind of crisp in some ways. Gorgeous. Very much enjoyed Apricot Orchard. From Lavender and Speckles, I finished off 4 bags here. First up is Coastal Pine Cones. Anything Beth does with pine cones, I'm usually pretty here for, and this one it's beautiful. It's no exception. I know that Summer loves this one, and Summer is the reason I actually tried this one in the first place. Roasted pine cone with hints of lemon, marine air, and sea greens. So this is definitely your summer, the summer season, not summer Michelle, your summer melting of pine cones. You really get the lemon, you get that greenery notes, you get the crisp air. This is a very bright, fresh pine cone. You still get that really woodsy, beautiful, creamy roasted pine cone, but the rest of the blend is very bright and refreshing and uplifting in nature. This is gorgeous. She nailed this scent so beautifully, and I love having a tree scent that I can take into the warmer months and not feel like it's too fall winter. Perfect for that. Great performer. I know there's a whole Coastal Pine Cone sampler. I have not picked that one up yet whenever it's been offered, but this is a top-notch blend. Then I melted some of Bless Your Heart. So this is basically like a perfumey bakery fragrance. This is the Brazilian Crush 71 type, which is toasted macadamia and caramel mixed with beach marshmallow and white cake. So you get this kind of heavy bakery note from like the macadamia, the caramel, you get the beach marshmallow. This is just an ever so slightly perfumey leaning bakery, but if you want a good bakery for the warmer months, this one would be perfect. If you like any sort of perfumey bakery at all, this is really, really pretty, and this was a great performer. Loved that. Today, I'm melting a small bag of Suit and Tie in this wax room and also in my bedroom. I changed out the wax this morning. This is Amber, Barbershop, Rosewood, and Peppermint. So this one had a name change. It used to be like Amber something. I can't remember. But this is a really pretty barbershop scent. You guys know how I feel about Best Barbershop. It is my favorite oil by far. It is so good. Her barbershop is not super shaving cream heavy. It gives you that type of impression, but it's just a very kind of masculine cologne based fragrance as well. You get the peppermint in this, which just adds a nice freshness. You get a little bit of the rosewood. There's like hints of some woody elements to this blend. This is a great masculine cologne bedroom bathroom scent. I love it, but I love her barbershop. highly, highly recommend if you're wanting to see about masculine scents, try something like this, or her Cozy Barbershop. Obviously, I really love. Gorgeous. And then lastly from Lavender and Speckles, got Beach Marshmallow. This is her Beach Nights type, and it's one of my favorites. I melted this whole bag actually in my living room, and it took over the entire house. Like coming in from the garage, walking down the hallway, whatever, I kept smelling this Beach Night blend, and I just kept inhaling it and being like, oh, it's so, so good. Marshmallow, vanilla, sea salt, driftwood, and a hint of s'mores. This one I feel like is just very creamy in nature. I feel like you get a lot of the marshmallow and the vanilla and a lot of the driftwood. Very kind of creamy, vanilla heavy blend, and then adding in the freshness from the driftwood and the sea salt. Gorgeous scent. I love this on its own. I love it mixed with anything and everything that she has mixed this with, and it is a fantastic performer. And then finally, we've got some Teddy Bees. Finished off a few samples. So actually these two samples I got in my Teddy Bees pre-order haul, and I needed to change the wax out in my kitchen one day, and so I actually combined these. I put one in one warmer and the other in a different warmer. So Sponge Sugar was in one warmer, and then Marshmallow Cake by the Ocean was in a second warmer. This was a really pretty blend. So Sponge Sugar is like a super sweet cotton candy. You get some berry notes, very sugary candy type fragrance. And then Marshmallow Cake by the Ocean is Beach Nights heavy with added marshmallow. And so I felt like it just added a cotton candy additional sweetness to an already very sweet Marshmallow Cake by the Ocean blend. You know, and having the Sponge Sugar with the Beach Nights type scent just made me think of going to like a boardwalk or something, and you have, you know, the salty sea air, the beach by you, but then you've gotten some cotton candy to eat and you're strolling the boardwalk or something. Beautiful combination. Enjoyed both of those immensely. Then I finished off a souffle of pink toasted marshmallows. This was one that I liked on cold, but there wasn't anything about this that I was overly enthused by, and so I felt like I kind of was just letting it sit in my collection and I was passing it up. So one day I just thought, Alexis, just pull it and give it a try. This is pink sugar blended with toasted marshmallows. This was really pretty. I liked it. It was a good medium performer. You really got the toasted marshmallow and then just this additional sweetness from the pink sugar. It's not one that I felt stood out that I would need more of, so I probably won't get it again in the future, but it's just kind of a classic sweet toasted marshmallow scent. Something like this could be good blended. I know the Weekend with Nene fragrance has the pink toasted marshmallow layered with Winterfell, I believe, so I could see that being beautiful. I have some of that, but I haven't melted it yet. So good, I enjoyed it, but nothing to write home about for me. Then on Easter, I melted Strawberry Vanilla Birch. I just couldn't figure out what to melt for Easter. I was going back and forth with my family coming over. I didn't want it to be anything crazy intense, and I actually had pulled a different scent and thought maybe that would be too much, and so I decided on this one, and I think it worked really, really nicely, you know, during Easter lunch. This is Strawberry Pound Cake, the Bath & Body Works type, and Vanilla Birch. Really pretty. You got the Sweet Bakery from the Strawberry Pound Cake, but this is very Vanilla Birch heavy, which I am not complaining about because I absolutely love Vanilla Birch. And this was strong. This was like an 8 out of 10 boomer throughout the open concept, and I'm surprised at how well this did because I put this in very early in the morning, and then I spent most of the morning cooking and preparing lunch. And so I had bacon going and just a lot of food smells in general. I made a ham, potatoes, you know, so I just had a lot going, and I could still walk through the house and smell this fragrance. So I think that's a testament to how good this did, that it was able to kind of overpower some of the kitchen, you know, food smells from lunch. I do have more of that one, and I'm not going to complain about that. And then last but certainly not least is one of my absolute favorite Teddy B scents ever. This scent is truly everything. It's one I don't want to be without, and luckily she's brought it back in prior RTSs, and so I've got multiple tubs of it, and that is the Perfect Storm. I can't explain to you how I feel about this scent. This is gorgeous. Sea spray, ocean water, citrus, damp leaves, dark amber, and oak moss. This is the most atmospheric blend I've ever smelled. It's aquatic, and you get greenery notes and like that moss. It is so pretty. It's like, it is the perfect rainy day scent, and this is a loaf. So I've actually melted this quite a few times this spring and summer. Whenever I would have a rainy Saturday or Sunday, this is what I was putting in my warmers throughout my open concept, because I just wanted to sit in it for the entirety of the day and just kind of bring the vibe of the outside in. That's something I love about home fragrance, is that you kind of can match what's happening outside in your own home, whether it's really nice weather or whether it's really cold and bitter. I could not recommend the Perfect Storm enough. If you like aquatic, fresh, atmospheric fragrances, this is a scent you need, and you need to warm it. I mean, it's beautiful on cold, but on warm, oh my gosh, great performer. I could sing its praises all day long. Okay, that is it. That is everything for my home fragrance empties for the last week and a half or so. Thank you so very much for watching and hanging out with me today. I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.